Ok, so continuamos con grammar. Our subject, clauses.
Ujú.
All right.
Mm,
Hi, it's Emily again. You know me. I'm the one who teaches you grammar. Today, we're going to talk about adjective clauses. They're the clauses that begin with relative pronouns like who and that. We're going to study the ones that identify the subject of the sentence. Let's begin.
oops.
They seem simple, right?
I didn't finish to read it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Alright.
All right. So any new words there?
Sorry?
Wondering. Any new words for you there? Any new words that you don't know the meaning or?
No,
Really
I'm
good.
just
Okay.
reading. Check is still
Okay.
on.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Mhm.
All right. Good.
Can you review it, please?
All right, so 6 and 7. All right, so I think they're the people that owns the Valentinos. Okay. Um, would it be one store, or even if there's let me see, why would it be with an S? Owns, if it's already they. Okay. So I think they're the people that own or owns Valentinos.
Okay.
So own. Okay. And the 7th, is that the jacket on sale last week? So it's past tense.
Is that the jacket which was? Yes.
Was, right? Past tense. Okay. Everything else really good.
No,
Which was,
you can use the relative pronoun that for jacket. Jacket is a singular noun.
oh, it would be that.
Mm-hmm. But in the instructions, they said that you can use which or that.
Which, right? Is that the jacket which was on sale? Which, I guess it, give me a second. Is that the jacket which was last week?
So here in the instruction, they say we use the relative pronoun that or which when the subject is a place or thing.
All right, so plays or thing.
A
So
jacket is a
it's a
thing.
thing. It's a thing. Hmm. The car which is standing in front of the apartment, the house which, yeah, I mean, you're right. You could have used it
But okay, maybe it's
specifically with that.
mhm.
Yeah, but there should be a reason. I mean, just give me a second. I mean, it's good to know for others, you know, not to conclude with it that it just that's the answer, you know.
Mhm.
Okay, in some cases we have. All right, check these out. So the dog which ate the cake is at the door. So I'll send you an example on what your WhatsApp. So in some cases the dog is good to have which and that, but when to use a comma, my dog which ran away. No, that's not. That's different. That's a different sense. Talk. Be focusing on comma. So this clause does not define a dog. There's no comma here. Which was. Okay, let me see. Alright, if I find something, a reason, I'll get back with you and,
Yep.
and analyze it. Okay, let's continue for now.
You know Robert, my boyfriend, right? Well, did I ever tell you about the way that Robert and I met? No? Well, it was kind of a bizarre coincidence. I was at a party.
You're going to over here. Here the picture.
About 2 years ago. It was in New York at a mutual friend's house, a guy named Bassam. And Bassam introduced me to Robert. Bassam knew we were both from Michigan. And when he introduced us, he said, "You know, both of you guys are from Michigan." And so Robert and I started chatting, and I asked him where in Michigan he was from. And he said, "Plymouth, that's near Detroit." And I said, "Sure, I know Plymouth. I'm from Detroit." And he said, "Really? You're from Detroit? I went to high school in Detroit, Mumford High School." And I said, "You're kidding. You went to Mumford High School? My grandmother used to live across the street from Mumford High School. And when I was in high school, I had to go to my grandma's house like once a week after school to help her out. And, you know, I used to watch the Mumford High School guys practicing soccer. The field was right across from her house." And he sort of squinted at me and said, "Wait a minute. I was a soccer player in high school." And we sort of looked at each other like, "No way." And we both kind of simultaneously asked, "What year?" And he said he was there from 1992 to 1996 and graduated in 96, which was exactly the year that I graduated. And now, get this. He suddenly asks me, "This is weird, but did you used to have long hair and you used to sit on the doorstep, right? In front of this red brick house?" And I had this like shiver up and down my spine. And I said, yeah, that was me." And he said, "You know, I used to see you there. I bet you didn't know that, did you?" And I just kind of freaked out, like, what a coincidence. So we sort of thought, you know, wow, we must be meant for each other or something. And we were kind of attracted to each other, and we started going out together. And we've been together since that night at the party. So just last Saturday, we went out for a romantic dinner at this restaurant Robert picked out called, guess what? Mumford's. And he asked me to marry him. And of course I said, you know, yes. I mean,
I failed. Why?
All right. So what do you see on the first one? On the first example, the first picture.
So she said that a friend of both introduced them. Then they start talking. Then he talks about soccer player, and then she said that in a restaurant he asked her to marry him.
Okay, so the last one is right. So play it again. Let's go step by step.
you know Robert, my boyfriend, right? Well, did I ever tell you about the way that Robert and I met? No? Well, it was kind of a bizarre coincidence. I was at a party about 2 years ago. It was in New York at a mutual friend's house, a guy named Bassam, and Bassam introduced me to Robert. Bassam knew we were both.
So I put like the introduction for this
To
picture.
do for them. Okay. All right. Well, that could be near the beginning, right? So your patterns are correct. Let's see what else she mentions. She must mention something.
From Michigan. And when he introduced us, he said, "You know, both of you guys are from Michigan." And so Robert and I started chatting, and I asked him where in Michigan he was from. And he said, "Plymouth, that's near Detroit." And I said, "Sure, I know Plymouth. I'm from Detroit." And he said, "Really? You're from Detroit? I went to high school in Detroit, Mumford High School." And I said, "You're kidding. You went to Mumford High School? My grandmother used to live across the street from Mumford High School. And when I was in high school, I had to go to my grandma's house like once a week after school to help her out. And, I used to watch the Mumford High School guys practicing soccer. The field was right across from."
You
All right.
see?
So we have their time order, right? Timeline order.
Yes.
So whatever she's mentioning, I guess about the the soccer players or high school is in the past, right? So it's not happening right there. She is telling the story, and she told the story accordingly, but the timeline is in the past. So remember the timeline. Um, if you put the timeline, they're based on dates happening. That would be something that happened first.
Mm, but it says label the pictures in correct time order according to the story.
Right. So it's just that part, based on the timeline. Like if you were to tell me a story of something you did in the past based on time that happened before everything else, you know. So just that little detail, time order.
Oh, I don't get it.
Okay, so let's pretend it's based on time, years, time, dates. When the story that she's telling happened in the past, so based on time, that story happened before. So
Mm-hmm.
like if I was if like was asking base the story by number based on time, like timeline.
Okay. So what goes first?
Okay, so she's telling a story about the high school. So high school would go first since it's in the past. All right. And then she says that they met at a party, right? So it has to be at a party the second time. And she mentions, who introduced them to each other. So she mentions a friend, right?
So, mm,
No, it would be the second one would be because they introduced each other at a party based on the timeline, right? Like let me for example, if you were to put the date on it and the time, right? Let's say that soccer player thing happened in 2020, right? And she met her boyfriend at a party in 2021 at 5 p.m. And then she telling the story that they started talking and getting to know each other at same 2021 but at 6 p.m. So then, like, let's say a year later he's proposing, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So based on time, these are the occurrences. Pray it again, and then you know
No, I got it. Mm-hmm.
you got it. Okay, okay,
Thank you.
no problem. Thanks.
I told you not to interrupt. Why haven't you called me back?
The pronouns are here you and she and we.
Hmm.
Why haven't you called me back? What if she knows about what we did? I know that, and you know that. Nick even knows about you. Nick knows about me? I have something important to tell you. I have something important to tell you. I was in the student lounge. This woman said I looked familiar to her. This woman said I looked familiar to her. Did she look familiar to you? She asked if I worked for Kick Shoes. You know there's no Kick Shoes. But does she know that? I know that. I don't know, but she works for Newsline.
Okay, very good. I'm still looking for example or the other one that which. All right, very good.
Yeah, it's my internet that is slow.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
Keep your voice down.
Keep your voice down.
You're making a scene, not me.
You're making a scene, not me.
This whole thing was your idea, not mine.
This whole thing was your idea, not mine.
People are starting to look at us.
People are starting to look at us.
Want to jump into system pronunciation?
We have to do reading, right?
Yes, we done it already.
No.
Shows there that we have.
Yes? No.
You're in B1.
Oh, sorry. B2.
Yeah.
What is workload?
Workload, like a pack of work, a lot of work.
Okay.
Very good.
What is hectic?
Like something that causes you to have pain, like head, like a headache. Would be hectic in Spanish.
Dolor de cabeza.
No, the translation. The translation is not current. One second.
And dull.
So it's the meaning is full of uh, incessant or frantic activity. So relating to affected by denotating irregular recurrent fever. Uh, so a hectic fever or flush.
What is hectic?
One second. Okay, so I know hectic is like just too much, but I'm trying to find definition of full of busy, intense activity. That's what it means. Full of busy, intense activity.
Hectic What? It's
Like similar is busy,
yeah.
fast, and full of activity.
And what is dull? So it wasn't that it caused you pain like headache, no?
Just because I know it that way because it is like when you have so much stuff, you have that hectic feeling that you're overwhelmed. You have that like anxiety of it's that's too much, so it causes pain in a sense that causes your headache. But in sense like the real definition of it is what it means, like really full of activity. So that's
And
just like a feeling that you get when you have a hectic.
okay. And what is dull?
Dull. So you send me the meaning. Okay, dull meaning says lacking interest.
What is lacking?
Como que no está interesado, no much interés. Like
Okay.
similar words is boring.
Boring?
Similar word like similar. Uninteresting as well.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Really?
All right, very good.
Hmm?
All right, we'll leave it off here for today. All right.
Okay, thank you, Jay.
Okay. All right. No problem. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.